Foul demon, face the vengeance of the Moon Knight.
Hello everyone and welcome back to The Moon Watch. It's time again to talk about Moon Knight because as of today, when I'm recording this, if it comes out today or the next one, I don't know. But here we go. It's officially announced. It's been speculated for a long time. We've seen it throughout Marvel's history. If there's a project coming to the MCU, chances are the character is going to get their restart in Marvel Comics. And that is no different for the character of Moon Knight. That's right, it is finally announced. When was the last book? 2018? Is that the last one? I can't remember. It's been a couple years since we last had our Moon Knight book, but we have officially got the confirmation now that the Moon Knight ongoing will be returning come July 7th. And there's a lot of speculation about who is going to be in control, who is going to take the helm of the project. Was it going to be Donny Cates like a lot of people were speculating because he's off Venom, he's good at making characters cool again. Is it going to be Donny Cates? It's not. And it's not JR. He's back at Marvel. People were thinking, is JR going to do the Moon Knight book because he put him on that release for all the stuff that's coming to Marvel? He's not doing it either. We've officially got our team that'll be working on this book. Now, I got all the information in front of me. We're going to go through some of it, talk about my thoughts and feelings, stuff I think we could see happen in this, and just have a good time talking about Moon Knight again. So, our writer for this book, Jed MacKay. Jed MacKay will be writing this. So I know him most recently from Taskmaster, which I really liked the feel of that book. It was fun. It was lighthearted. It went across the Marvel Universe in a cool way that still struck true to the character of Taskmaster. It was really fun. I think he's still writing Black Cat. That's great. That Black Cat book, I've never read it. If it's good, I'll maybe check it out before I go into this, but he's a very good talent. I think he's been consistent. I like what's come out from his work, and I'm intrigued to see this choice because it makes sense. You do Black Cat, you make Black Cat prominent in a way, having that character come back. Yeah, I get it. Like this guy, yeah, Black Cat, Moon Knight, it's a similar feel of the New York City world, so I understand that completely. But joining him on art for this book is Alessandro Cappuccio. Now, I know his work. I know it mostly because of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I know he's done other stuff here and there, but the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is such a cool aesthetic for any comic. I love the way those books look. They're all so unique and vibrant and cool, and that's coming to Moon Knight? That's pretty sick. I think that's a really fun thing to see. I'm super excited to see what this is actually going to look like. This team sounds great. You got guys that can both work in this really campy, bright energy and do some fun things that are sarcastic and witty and banterful, but also going to have this dark edge to it, which is a really great balance to strike with Moon Knight. I like that a lot. So I do have the information in front of me. Like I said, I'm not going to run down everything on here. You guys can go to any website that covers this. You can read it for yourself. Basically, I want to go over my thoughts on it. So one of the things that stuck out to me was this is going to be a continuation of the Age of Khonshu storyline that we saw from Jason Aaron's Avengers. Now, if you've read or if you watched any of my reviews, you know I wasn't the biggest fan of that run or that arc. A lot of interesting stuff happened in it, but sadly, it wasn't for me. I could see how you could continue from that. It took Mark to a new, interesting place. Khonshu's kind of on the outs and outs. They even confirm it here. Khonshu's in a weird prison, so Mark's just kind of on his own, doing his identity without Khonshu in his head. I like that idea. You know, I've done a video a long time ago talking about where I would like to reboot Moon Knight, and I still got my pitches. I might want to redo that video at some point to talk about what I'd like to do with the character, but I get that. I think it's a cool place to take Mark. That voice in his head is gone, so now we can go to these different angles and see what could be up with those. I think that's very exciting. I like that a lot. So the synopsis here that we got kind of for the tease of the book, it's very interesting. So the idea kind of sets up that we're seeing the dual personalities of Moon Knight and Mr. Knight on display. So it looks like Mr. Knight is going to be opening this thing called the Midnight Mission. And basically it sounds like he's going to have this place where people can come in looking for help and solidarity, and they can get the protection that they need from the world, and that protection is going to come in the form of Moon Knight. I like that a lot. It gives me some really interesting vibes. You know, it feels very Marvel where it's yeah, we're kind of brand recognizing this. We're making it bigger and better. You need protection. You call Moon Knight. It's kind of a heroes for hire thing, but probably not for money or profit. It's just Mark's trying to figure out how to be a better version of himself, and this is the route he's going down. That's pretty exciting. It plays with that theme of religion because obviously the mission and going overseas and stuff, I don't think we'll see that in here. But it could just be interesting seeing like how he's going to like protect the Wanderers of the Night, the Travelers of the Night. That is what Moon Knight is kind of doing. That is what the Moon's Night of Vengeance is for in Marvel. So that's a very cool angle to see played up. I like that. Again, a distinct thing here. Mr. Knight's going to be different than Moon Knight. We're going to see those juxtapositions in that story, and that's kind of exciting. There isn't really any conversation yet on if like Stephen Grant or Jake Lockley will play a role in this. Of course, it's just a tease. We got like I'm going to say it's like the issue 1 cover. It looks really cool. We could talk about that cover for a bit actually. Like, it's very intense, and I know some people love the intense Moon Knight stuff. This gives me some really good like 90s vibes for the character. Do you remember that era with Moon Knight? Was it the 90s? I can't remember. It was like right after like the first run where everything was like really dark and like bright, and there's like bullets and everything was color. I'll put up some pictures of what I'm talking about so you guys can see it, but it gives me that vibe. It gives me very The Bottom vibes, just in terms of like the color palette with like the blue and the white playing off each other. We see the classic Moon Knight costume. It's all torn up and everything. It's looking pretty cool. And the logo looks great over that. Like the aesthetic with like the neon blue popping through. It looks very clean and very fun. I dig this. I think this is a lot of cool stuff we are potentially going to see. You know, you're playing with the stuff people remember from the character, the Age of Khonshu stuff. We're like, yeah, here we go. Khonshu's out of here. That might be complicated for newcomers. He's out of here. You know, Mark's trying to be a better guy now. I think that's great. I love a redemption story for Moon Knight. This seems like it's going to be a good one. I'm very curious to see how this book's going to go out. It's a really cool place to start with this character. A creative team I'm very curious about, that I'm excited to see what's going to happen. It's all sounding good to me. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Like, it didn't do anything that upset me. It didn't give me any bad vibes. It just said, like, here we go. Moon Knight's being rebooted. Come July, you're going to be seeing a lot more Moon Knight just in time for the show. I don't think the show has officially started production yet. I'm going to assume it's going to be this month or next month so that we see that movie, or that series, I should say, actually start like its production. Then come by, let's say this time next year, maybe summertime. Let's say July next year, we could actually see the release of Moon Knight. That means we could have at least 2 trades of this book out by then, because it is going to be an ongoing. They did specify it's an ongoing, which makes me think this is something they're going to push heavy for. You know, Jed MacKay, he's been consistent at Marvel. He hasn't had like that big title. Black Cat's been consistent, of course, but you want to make that bigger push. It sounds like this could become their new Venom. Now, I'm not saying that this is like taking over anything Donny Cates is going to do. I just think I can see Moon Knight. I could see this series in particular, this story, being a pushing off point to go in a different direction for Marvel. Maybe this is kind of how like we rework some of the ground level characters before we introduce them into the MCU. I could see that being the case, and if not, I wouldn't be surprised either. But Moon Knight's back. Come July, we are going to be seeing a lot more Moon Knight. You can guarantee that it's going to happen. Come July, it starts with issue 1 of this. We are going to see Moon Knight appearing in a lot more, and with that, we are going to be seeing him appear on television. It's very exciting. So this book looks cool. It sounds good. I like the ideas it's playing with. I like that Marvel said we can do enough of this character to make it an ongoing. I'm very excited about that. So, sounds cool. I'm very curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this book, because to me it's like you got a great artist, you got a great writer doing a different kind of take with Moon Knight. Sounds good to me. I'm on board for that. But let me know, what do you guys think about that? And as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.